So we just finished signing the paperwork over to Kia. Get my $8,000. Get rid of this car. What are your thoughts? She doesn't have much to say. I bet you if I say what car you want, she has a lot to say. Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. And if this is your first time stopping by the channel, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Remember, we post all things engineering, technology, and finance. And you don't want to miss anything that we post. A lot of good content. If you're already a subscriber to the channel, thank you and welcome back. And as you guys join me for my walk here, because remember, you want to make sure that, you always keep yourself active. Sitting down for a living really destroys your body. But more importantly, onto today's subject. So my car that I just showed you guys, I am actually going to sell it. And I'm going to sell it today, actually. You'll take a little trip with me later, and you'll get to see that whole transaction. Why am I selling it? In fact, actually, some people even asked the question, and they said, hey, why would you get rid of a car that you have no payments on whatsoever? And then when you need to get to, your places, you're not stranded, right? You got somewhere, you got a vehicle to get you there. And I'm going to teach you guys just how to think a little bit from a business perspective. And here's what I mean. The vehicle in which I'm selling is a 2011 Kia Optima. I bought it with about 78,000 miles used. The transmission has 78. The engine got replaced, I think, somewhere around 40,000 miles because Kia had a recall on that car with the engine, and so it has a brand new engine, which is nice. So practically it's, a new car almost, in the sense that it's got a lot of life left. And I bought that car for $5,000. And I bought it about 2 years ago, so 2020. And so why am I getting rid of it today? One of the interesting things about the pandemic was it showed companies that, employees can really get the work done from their home, which is quite interesting because that's the case that I fell into, where I was working from home and I was doing all my work from home. And now the company is telling me that, hey, you can stay home permanently. You don't have to come back into the office, which is really, really cool. Now, being that I'm going to be 100% remote, or should I say, I've been remote for quite some time now, I started looking at some of the expenses that we have on certain things such as vehicles. And I started to notice that, I have this car that's sitting in my driveway. I really don't, go out much besides the things that we need to take care of. And then, of course, when we're doing our networking and volunteering and all that stuff. But realistically, we can schedule all that stuff where, we have two cars, and one of them, we can do whatever we need to do from a family perspective. And then the other one really just sits there a lot. I currently today, and it's no secret, right, make a couple $100,000. I've shared that with you guys on the channel. But to me, even making a couple $100,000 and having an expense of a vehicle that's just not doing anything and is costing me money to sit there, I think it makes financial sense to go ahead and sell the car and not so much get rid of a monthly payment, because I don't have a monthly payment on a vehicle. I've never had car payments, but get rid of the insurance that comes along with it. I was recently taking a look at the insurance that I was paying on this car, and it comes out to, I think it was a little over $700 per 6 months in order to have this car insured. And I'm thinking to myself, man, that's $1,400 a year where I just have this car sitting here doing nothing. I wonder what $1,400 invested can do for me. And that's actually the question that I started having with myself. And then that's the reason why I ultimately made the decision of, well, I would rather sell my car, take the proceeds of that. And by the way, we are in an interesting time today where a car is never going to be, at least a used car, should I say, a used car is never going to be worth more than what you paid for it. With all the things that we're experiencing with the pandemic, the shortage on vehicles, and all kinds of other stuff, used cars have appreciated over the last year or two, which is incredible because I've never seen that in my lifetime. But again, I'm capitalizing off of the opportunity. I'm taking the opportunity to make the extra money. Again, the car, I bought it for $5,000. I'm selling it for $8,000. So I made $3,000 off the deal. That's the decision that I've made. And like I said, I'm going to get rid of the car. We're going to go down to a one-car family. And keep in mind, we're making a couple $100,000 and we're still making this decision. So what does that tell my folks that may be watching and they make nowhere near the income, but yet have $500, $600, $700 worth of car payments? So I'm making this video to hopefully inspire you guys to see how we think from a financial perspective and what makes sense financially. Join me as I go to the dealership later and I'll walk you through that step of me selling this car, making this money, and then ultimately translating the money into assets that will pay me long term. I'm gonna see if I can get inside real quick before it starts to rain, because it looks like it's going to rain. Oh, look at the Stinger right there. Not a bad looking car. There's a little Kia right there, getting rid of with the LED daytime running lamps. Those were extras that I added in, but let's get a little drink while they take care of me there. And start. Alright, so we're gonna have some coffee while they get all the paperwork ready for me. So we just finished signing the paperwork over to Kia. Get my $8 grand. Get rid of this car. What are your thoughts? She doesn't have much to say. I bet you if I say what car you want, she has a lot to say.
Oh, Jesus.
There it is. Just sold it to Kia. Made some money on the deal.